Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've ever felt like you're literally saving every single penny, cutting out the daily lattes, and doing absolutely everything right, but you're still barely keeping your head above water, you are definitely not alone. Today we're going to completely rewire how we think about money. We're shifting away from that traditional, scarcity-driven saving habit and moving toward a highly active, wealth-multiplying strategy.
Our roadmap today covers four main concepts: the Great Savings Myth, money is energy, the wealth multiplier, and finally, multiple flows of income. Let's jump right in.
So we've all been taught since day one that hoarding cash is just what responsible adults do, right? But I've got to start by asking a pretty uncomfortable question. Is saving money actually keeping you broke? Seriously, think about it. Our grandparents could squirrel away a little from their paychecks and easily buy a house, a car, and retire totally fine. But in today's economy, that's almost impossible. That well-intentioned advice to save every penny might literally be the trap keeping you from true financial freedom. And before we can break out of it, we need to address the elephant in the room.
Section 1. The Great Savings Myth.
All right, let's completely dismantle this idea that just saving money is going to make you rich. We all know the old saying, a penny saved is a penny earned. But honestly, the reality of modern economics paints a wildly different picture. Letting your money sit completely unused in a bank is not a strategy for wealth, it's a strategy for stagnation. Hoarding cash leaves it dead and useless. You simply cannot shrink your way to wealth just by cutting out $5 coffees or canceling your streaming subscriptions. Sure, being frugal helps you keep what you earn, but you can never save enough money to experience massive, life-changing financial growth. At some point, you have to flip the switch from just conserving what you have to actively expanding it.
With average bank savings rates paying a tiny fraction of a percent, sometimes as low as 0.01%, your money isn't just sitting still. It's actively decaying. It is literally losing to inflation every single day. To put that into perspective, historically, inflation averages around 3% a year, and we've all seen it spike way, way higher than that recently. So what does that mean for you? It means every single day your money sits parked in a standard account earning next to nothing, you are waking up with less purchasing power than you had the day before. Your money is buying less groceries, less gas, less housing. The bank is totally winning by using your cash to invest, but you certainly aren't.
So you get this really stark contrast. On one side, you've got a scarcity mindset that basically locks your money in chains. It's entirely focused on a strict budget, clipping coupons, restricting your lifestyle, constantly operating out of this deep fear of loss, and saving just to say you have savings. But on the flip side, a wealth mindset is focused on expansion. It focuses on a broader financial plan and actually investing. The only logical reason to ever save money is to eventually invest that money.
Which brings us to Section 2. Money is energy.
If you're looking at money as just pieces of paper or digits on an app, you're missing the big picture. Money is not a static object meant to be locked away in a vault somewhere. It's a dynamic energy. And just like any form of energy, it is completely useless until it's actively put to work. Think about physical exercise. You don't get more physical energy by just laying on the couch all day, right? You actually have to expend energy. You go to the gym, you tear down muscle fibers, you get tired in the moment, but over time, your body adapts. The more energy you expend, the more capacity you build, and you end up with vastly more energy than you started with.
The exact same gym principle applies to your finances. You have to expend money to get more of it. A coin left in a vault just gathers cobwebs, trapped and useless. But money in motion, that is alive. It's out there capturing opportunities and generating returns. Money sitting still is essentially dead. If you're operating from a place of scarcity, terrified that if you spend a single dollar, another one won't replace it, you are never going to scale your income. You've got to break the cobwebs and keep it moving.
When you adopt a mindset of abundance, you realize that resources actually replenish when you leverage and use them effectively. Instead of squirreling away your capital out of fear, start looking at your resources, your time, your energy, and your capital as tools to be deployed into the marketplace. You leverage them, meaning you use a small amount of your own resources to control a much larger result, and that multiplies them. This shifts our entire focus from a defensive, protective posture to a highly offensive, multiplying strategy.
All right, Section 3, the wealth multiplier. Creating true wealth really boils down to three simple, crucial rules. Step 1, get it. Generate income from your job or your business. Step 2, keep it. Protect it, don't waste it on frivolous stuff. But here's the kicker. Almost everybody stops right there at Step 2. We get it, we stash it in the bank, and we just wait. But Step 3 is where the real magic happens. Multiply it. Multiplying your capital through strategic investments is the ultimate key to financial freedom, because if you only know how to get it and keep it, you are going to be working for the rest of your life.
This forces us to really choose a side. A consumer is always filling up their cart with depreciating liabilities, things that literally lose value the second they're purchased. Think about a brand new car losing 20% of its value the minute you drive it off the lot, or some tech gadget that's totally obsolete in 12 months. A producer, on the other hand, they put their cash into a machine that creates more money. They turn their hard-earned cash into actual assets.
So how do we actually pull off this multiplier effect? Well, it means putting your funds into hard, tangible assets or businesses that follow 4 strict principles. First off, you must protect your initial investment and avoid losing capital. You want an asset that has intrinsic value, something that's not just going to plummet to zero overnight. Second, you wait for appreciation. The asset should naturally grow in value over the years as demand goes up and inflation pushes prices higher. Third, and this is absolutely crucial, it must generate positive cash flow while you're waiting. Imagine buying a rental property. The rent covers the mortgage, the taxes, the maintenance, and still leaves a surplus of cash in your pocket every month. The asset literally pays you to own it. And finally, it should allow you to leverage your initial investment, meaning you put down a small percentage of your own cash to control a much larger asset, multiplying your returns exponentially.
Moving on to our final section, number 4, multiple flows of income.
To build these flows, you've got to switch into a highly offensive mindset. Instead of sitting around wondering how you're going to magically make money out of thin air, you need to ask yourself one very specific question. Who's got my money? Now I know that sounds a little greedy at first glance, but actually scratch that. It's not about taking from people at all. It is entirely about providing extreme value to others. The money you want already exists. It's currently in the hands of other people or businesses. Your job is to figure out exactly what value, product, or service you can exchange with them so they willingly move that money from their pockets into yours.
Think of building multiple income streams kind of like laying down plumbing. It follows a very strict order. First, you maximize your main primary pipe, your primary flow, until it is producing a really strong, reliable surplus. Second, you connect a secondary pipe directly to the first one. This should be something closely related to what you already know and do, so it doesn't distract you. And third, you never abandon your primary pipe to chase a new one. The path to wealth is not about randomly jumping from job to job or starting 5 totally unrelated side hustles at once. It's a systematic process.
The golden rule here is to supplement, don't replace. People who constantly struggle financially are always trying to replace their flows of money. They quit one job to take another, basically just trading one bucket for another bucket. But the truly wealthy? They seek to supplement and add to their flows, creating an overflowing fountain. Creating true wealth is all about stacking those income streams on top of one another and continually expanding your capacity.
And here is the absolute master key to keeping this whole shebang moving. Stay broke, stay hungry, and stop thinking about making money, create wealth instead. Now, staying broke doesn't mean being poor. Not at all. It means being cash poor but asset rich. Once those multiple flows start generating surpluses, do not let that cash just sit around in a bank account getting wasted or eaten by inflation. Continuously reinvest your surpluses into new income streams or appreciating assets. Your bank account might look empty, but that's only because all your money is out working in the field for you. By doing this, you stay broke on paper while aggressively building massive, indestructible wealth behind the scenes.
Wow, okay, we've covered a ton of ground today in this explainer. You've seen the shift from a defensive, scarcity-based approach to a highly aggressive, wealth-producing mindset. You know the real deal with inflation, the incredible power of the multiplier effect, and exactly why you need to stack your income flows like plumbing. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to ponder. Your money is out there waiting to be used. How are you going to put your energy into motion today to secure your financial future? Thanks for joining me. Keep learning, keep expanding, and go put that energy to work.